Hi, I'm Alison from Alison's Astrology, and I'm here today to talk to you about the week that begins 30th March to the 5th of April. And first of all, apologies, this is a bit late. I know coming out, it's been a busy weekend. Good, but busy with the eclipse and everything. Lots of energy, lots going on. So yeah, a little bit late getting this out. So early this morning, just to get up to speed, Mercury crossed back into Pisces, and the first thing it did there was coincide with Neptune, and that was literally in the last minute of Pisces. So Mercury is all about talking, communication, being with other people. And there it was in Pisces. So this was probably something that sort of you felt yesterday as well, maybe just enjoying being with people. Um, that could have been sort of one way of looking at it, or it could have kind of gone completely the other way, and Mercury retrograding back into Pisces could kind of be a complete anti-dream, the sort of the nightmare scenario, if you like, where you were actually feeling kind of ill and exhausted and all that kind of thing. So I hope it's been the positive version of that scenario for you. So having done that, then this morning, Neptune finally moved into Aries, and we've been talking about that for a while because it's been really important. And it's it's not going to stay in Aries all of this year. It will kind of regress back into Pisces, finally move definitively, not definitively, for the next sort of 10, 15 years into Aries in January 2026. So what does it mean, Neptune moving into Aries? Well, Neptune is about what we dream as a collective, if you like. These outer planets are collective planets. So Aries is very much to do with the image of the warrior, the hero, what we do for ourselves, our pursuit of our own goals. All these things are really important to Aries. It's kind of quite one-pointed, right, that's where I'm going. And Neptune, of course, being about ideals, those things, those kind of things, our personal dreams and values are going to be things that are idealized and kind of lifted up as the thing to do by the collective. So while Neptune's been in Pisces, we've seen a growth in kind of collective movements, if you like, because Pisces is much more about universal wholes, everybody, no strangers on this earth, the idea of a connected humanity, if you like. And it's seen the growth in sort of Black Lives Matter, the LGBTQ movement, all those kind of bringing people in, if you like. Whereas as things have started moving into Aries, we've felt the beginnings of this shift, certainly with Trump and some of the politics on the planet. It's much more about me, the individual. And this is the Aries kind of theme, if you like. So with Pisces as well, Neptune in Pisces, we've seen the growth of this nebulous kind of hard to define thing called the internet. That's very Neptunian. And Neptune went into Pisces in 2012, and that's kind of when the internet really began to spread and grow, sort of much more. Everyone had to have a website, everyone was going to be connected in that way by that thing that none of us could see. And it's not a coincidence that it was in 2012 that Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the internet, spread his message around the London Olympic Stadium. This is for everyone. And that was the kind of the point at which everything exploded. And during this period too, partly because of that internet, it's become increasingly hard to know what's true. You see a picture, get information, and nothing's kind of as certain as it used to be. Neptune creates a cloud of illusion, and it's never more elusive than in Pisces. So this shift from Pisces to Aries that's happening Sunday today tells us a lot about the social values and ideals in the coming decade. So there's nothing the matter with pursuing our own goals. And it's the sign of the hero, we all need heroes. Why not raise people up? Why do we all have to be the same? Some people just have that leadership ability, and that's what Aries is about. So Aries is focused on individual will, independent action and goals. So, if Neptune is about collective fashions and ideals, maybe we'll all be wearing more red. I mean, that's an Aries color, but it might also idealize things like war. That get, fighting for something that you believe in. Um, and, whilst that's not necessarily a bad thing at all, it could also just create social problems, as indeed it does. Let me just share the screen quickly so you can see where we are there. And that's kind of just around now, in fact. And there is Neptune there sitting in Aries, and Mercury, as I mentioned, has retrograded back through Neptune, is now in Pisces again, together with Venus, but doesn't catch it this time. So that's where we are at the moment. So the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, it's all about new beginnings, fresh starts. So what do we dream about? Neptune, we'll dream about fighting battles for personal autonomy. Maybe dream about a place where we're free to be ourselves, dream about pursuing our own versions of spirituality, not this collective stuff. Dream about possibly with Neptune conquering our dependency on social media, drugs, alcohol, or toxic relationships. Dream about setting out on a new journey of discovery, and that could be an internal thing or it could be an external thing. And it's worth looking at what area of life this Neptune in Aries falls into by looking at your chart. And then you might see where your journey of discovery is about to begin. So with Neptune in Aries, maybe we're fighting at last for our dreams, but it might also be all a little bit confusing because that Neptune, again, it can just make things just a bit cloudy, shadowy, misty, and the sea as well can erode things, Neptune it can have an erosive quality as well, so that, it makes us uncertain or erodes that collective will sometimes. And the shadow side of Neptune in Aries, if you like, if you look at the positive side of the message, this is for everyone, then the shadow side of that message, Neptune in Aries, might well be this is for me, no sharing anymore. If we look a little bit at this ingress chart with Neptune moving into Aries, we do see that Jupiter up here is a bit of an outlier, and Jupiter actually rules all these Pisces planets, co-rules it anyway, along with Neptune. So that in itself is quite interesting. It is in mutual reception with Mercury, so there's some sympathy there, information to gather, things to learn and discuss as we move forward to act on these dreams. Yeah, but what does it mean that Jupiter's on its own? No one's quite sure where the growth and expansion is going to be, perhaps. And so as we move from Pisces to Aries as well, kind of collectively, and there's so much action over that sort of Pisces Aries cusp this year, Mercury and Venus, and then Neptune going backwards and forwards, Saturn's going to go backwards and forwards as well. It's very much about moving from an old cycle, a finishing cycle, Pisces, into the new cycle. And what's important with this thing is that when we think about evolution of humanity, we think about it as a spiral, an upward spiral, hopefully, so that we're growing and growing in understanding. Each new cycle will hopefully be another step in our growth of understanding. So it's important that we take with us into Aries as Neptune and then Saturn move into these signs, that we take with us the things that we learnt from the old cycle, the things that we're bringing with us from Pisces. And I do think that that is what these retrogrades are telling us. Hold on to values, hold on to what we've learned as we move into this new fire and air kind of era. Okay, we're going to still need to hold on to the values of earth, substance, material reality, and water, which is our feelings and sensitivity, as we move into more dynamism, perhaps, and more discussion, more information around, more AI, everything. So we need to hold on to the humanness of ourselves in a sense. So almost as if there's been enough to process in that kind of collection of in the recent collection of astrology with the eclipse and then this move from Pisces to Neptune, Pisces to Aries, it's a fairly quiet week until we get to Friday. But then we get to Friday, oops, and actually, sorry, I've moved it on to Saturday there. Let's go back. Yeah, so then we have a really nice flowing trine from Mars to Saturn, and we've had that square a couple of times already in the last few months. So this is the trine, and that's absolutely lovely to see. 24 degrees of Pisces and of Cancer. So, oh, and I forgot to mention, by the way, if you do have planets or angles at any of the cardinal signs at 0 degrees around there, so that's 0 degrees of Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, then, you're going to feel these shifts a lot this year. You can expect a lot of change, especially everyone will, but you especially. So hang on there and try and stay grounded. Yeah. Yeah, so here we are. That's the lovely trine there, and it's actually bringing in Uranus as well to create a mini grand trine. So that's a really nice aspect, actually. Cancer to do with family, tribe, all that kind of thing. And Saturn in Pisces, again, about consolidating the dreams. And these two are starting to come together now. So whatever that might mean in your life. And Uranus in Taurus turns this energy into that mini grand trine and implicates kind of surprising events, perhaps, in the realms of finances, security, the environment, even the impact of science on our bodies. This is all a positive thing here, a positive kind of little scenario. So I think we can expect, yeah, something encouraging in some area of our lives. Again, check the charts. Perhaps where's Cancer in your chart? Where's Pisces in your chart? And how does Taurus bring those together? Are you looking at finances, property, land? Are you looking at, something to do with the body? Are you wanting to, I don't know, have an operation or something like that? Then, this is all in the mix, really. So Neptune is advancing steadily now through Aries, and it gets to 2 degrees by the 5th of July and then turns back and trundles back into Pisces, which it's going to reach on the 23rd of October. And then come next year, 2026, January, it's back into Aries for the next decade, and then making that important conjunction with Saturn in February, which might be breaks or consolidation, hard to know at this point. Let's see how the rest of the year goes. So, an important week. Let's see how this ingress of Neptune into Aries impacts our lives. And then we'll start to get a little idea of how things might be moving forward, okay? Take notice what's happening in the media, what's happening on the news, and we can see the kinds of events that are going to kind of shape the next decade. It's important, watch what happens, okay? And stay alert, stay tuned, listen to the astrology, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks very much. Okay. Bye-bye.